What's good, YouTube? It's my BG Tech Life, and as you can see, we got the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra on deck, guys. It's been 48 hours with this device already, and I really didn't give y'all any real first impressions. I think I got some good first impressions now together, so I'm going to share them with y'all. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, so first and foremost, the thing I want to talk about this device and this first 48 hours is the build. I'm starting to get used to the build, and I'm starting to notice what I like and what I don't like about the build on this device, guys. Now, I will say, this device is 219 grams. Samsung did make it lighter, and I appreciate that because holding the S24 Ultra was kind of like holding a brick. It was a pretty heavy device. This device, I appreciated being lighter by, I think, about 20 grams or so. I noticed that a lot. Now, I will say one place where Samsung did foul up at and missed the opportunity at is these sides, guys. Now, I will say, with a device this tall, a device this large, I feel like the frame itself should have been more rounded and less of a sharper edge. At the top and the bottom of this frame, guys, it's got like a feeling of a sharper edge like you would feel on an iPhone 14 series before they kind of like rounded this area right here. And I'm not really feeling that, guys, because that can fatigue your hand also and feel uncomfortable in your hand also. Now, I will say that this device is a little bit slimmer. From edge to edge, this device is a little slimmer, guys, and I like that. It's a little bit, it's not as overwhelming in the hand. But if they would have rounded this area just a little bit more, this would have been a perfect big device in hand. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm definitely loving the super flat display, though. The display looks really good, guys. Vibrant, just a Samsung display through and through. And the display being flat makes the bezels look super minimal. This phone is almost bezel-less, and I love how it looks just looking at the device head on. I mean, it's a great looking device. You barely see any bezels. The rounded corners definitely look good, and it's not punching you in the side of your hand. Like right here, this is where the S24 Ultra was hitting me, and you can feel it. You can feel it after a while. You don't have those issues with the S25 Ultra. Only thing they needed to do was round this area a little bit more because this got like a kind of sharp edge, which I wasn't feeling. Now, as far as the camera rings go, I have been seeing a post about Jerry Rig everything, him popping these camera rings off with a box cutter. Guys, I could pop a lot of things off with a box cutter and some pressure. I'm not really worried about these camera rings coming off under the pressure of them being pried off by a box cutter. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the camera rings actually look better on the S24 Ultra. I'm not a big fan of the black finish on the camera ring. I just like when the camera ring has that silver that matches the frame, and I feel like, just adding these camera covers was just kind of, it just don't go with the aesthetics of the phone that well to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, other than that, guys, it's only been 48 hours, which means I haven't done a whole lot, but I've got to move around One UI 7.0 a little bit and get a setup together. I like One UI 7.0. Now, it's really, honestly, it's not that far from One UI 6.1. Like, I feel like they added some things and tweaked some things, but they didn't go all crazy like Samsung could have. They could have went super cartoonish. They could have just added a whole bunch of unnecessary bulk on top of Android or the original One UI 6.1, and they didn't. They just cleaned it up a little bit, made it the aesthetics a little different, and I feel like it looks pretty cool and it looks a little bit more futuristic. Right now we got the Snapdragon 8 Elite, so I haven't even had the opportunity to scratch the surface as far as performance on this device go. That's definitely coming. It's some things, some tasks that I'm going to be doing specifically on this device to let y'all know how well the Snapdragon 8 Elite fares, because I know it's going to absolutely kill it. Moving around the device, this is a very smooth and snappy device, guys. I haven't had one hiccups since opening the box and downloading all my apps and just really getting this device together. It feels really good, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Feels like a nice, healthy device with just a lot of power under the hood, and that's the type of devices that I like. Now, I will speak on the camera just a bit. I feel like the power of the Snapdragon 8 Elite is helping the camera processing a lot. I was taking pictures with my 200 megapixel sensor on my S24 Ultra, guys, and a lot of time the processing, I didn't like the way the processing came out, but it seemed like the processing on this device is a little bit different. It's definitely producing way better results after processing. So we'll see all the improvements on the S24 Ultra after the S24 Ultra get One UI 7.0. Now, eventually, guys, with this device, I'm going to do an official battery test. We definitely going to do some performance stuff. But as far as like regretting picking up this device, guys, I feel like alone, just some of the technology and the hardware that's in this device make this device future proof. You know, I think anybody that's really into technology, and not if you got an S23 Ultra, S24 Ultra, devices like that, no, you don't need to jump to this device at all. But if you out there and you out there to buy a device, that's my thing. Now, if I'm deciding I'm going to buy a device, I'm going to buy the big dog, and I'm gonna say that this device having the Snapdragon 8 Elite and how much more powerful it is than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. There is a big noticeable difference between those two processors. If you are looking to buy a device and you look into, you normally buy flagship devices, buy the latest one with the latest processor, with the latest best benchmarks. But as of 48 hours in, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I like that the fact that this device is lightweight. I feel like the processing when it comes to taking pictures is getting better, and we definitely gotta get into the log video. I gotta try that out for myself and try to see what type of B-roll and things of that nature I could get from this device, because I get excited about stuff like that. Definitely putting this to the gaming test, because I'll definitely hook up my Xbox controller and rock out with something like this and have a lot of fun, guys. I'm looking forward to pushing the Snapdragon 8 Elite to the limit and seeing what it can do, like via DeX, via LumaFusion, via some of the stuff that I will personally try to do on a smartphone. That's why I'm the guy to pick up like the big powerful flagship smartphones. But 48 hours in, guys, just getting adjusted. I did find a couple of things that I didn't like, but at the same time, it's a lot to like and a lot to dig into. So make sure you subscribe. It's your boy BG Tech Life. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.